Our region's reemergence as a center of innovation in American energy is helping to reverse decades of brain drain. Not only are our region's young people finding new opportunities here, if they're willing to get the training and the education to do the work, but young people are moving here as well. In fact, according to a Pittsburgh Regional Alliance analysis of 2010 census data, the percentage of people aged 20 to 24 has increased from less than 6% in the year 2000 to 6.5% in 2010. That's a jump of 0.8 of a percentage point. Meanwhile, the nation saw the percentage of 20 to 24-year-olds grow by just 0.3 of a percentage point to 7%. So you heard right, the younger population of our region is growing faster than the national average. Josh Hickman's doing what he can to accelerate the trend, at least in the energy industry. He's founder and chairman of Young Professionals in Energy Pittsburgh and chief geologist of Edgemark Energy. And welcome. Good to have you here.
Thank you, Bill. It's wonderful to be here, and thank you for having me on the show.
Absolutely. For folks who don't know Edgemark, what exactly does the company do?
Edgemark is an oil and gas company that was recently formed to take advantage of the Marcellus and Utica opportunities here in the basin. And we're essentially looking to close on deals, looking to drill wells, and are happy to acquire land basically to do what most of the other companies like Range or Chesapeake are doing, to drill wells, produce gas, and keep the energy, keep the nation's lights on, essentially.
There you go. And obviously in on the ground floor of a whole brand new industry here in our region.
It's a nice feeling, and it's a good place to be at.
Yeah, well, where does the Young Professionals in Energy fit into all of this?
Well, YPE, as you know from your experience with us, is a national and actually international organization. There's over 20 chapters across the world, all the way from India to China to Mexico City is the most recent chapter that was opened, and quite a few here in North America. The focus is to bring together energy professionals for education, for networking, and also just as a general group to be represented in the industry and in the region that they're at, which is one of our main focuses here in making sure that the voices of the employees are heard, and also they have a chance to be together and network and learn from each other.
So YPE is more than a natural gas play, that it's really across
Absolutely.
the spectrum?
We have huge support and interest from companies such as Westinghouse, U.S. Steel, as past speaker sponsors, attendants, coal companies. We try to take all of the aspects that Pittsburgh has to offer for the energy industry, whether it's the solar industries, the green building, oil, gas, wind, nuclear, and put them together in one group so that we have a mutual voice, which is not typically common since they are somewhat competitive energy sources. And it's actually been a wonderful marriage to get these companies together and active under one roof.
Well, and that's interesting too. I think other regions are probably much more specialized in
Absolutely.
a particular energy industry than we are here.
Well, you take the YPE groups in Texas. I mean, it's pretty much dominated by either the oil and gas or occasionally solar folks, but they don't have the plethora of energy sources that Pittsburgh has to offer, and therefore we're one of the largest groups, and also one of the most active groups. It's a kind of amazing storm, if you want to say, because there is a lot of chaos that goes on, but somehow we still manage to have excellent events, and also quite a lot of participations. We actually reach over 10,000 people here in the Pittsburgh region.
Wow, and this is in a relatively short period of time.
In under a year and a half.
Wow.
Yeah, we hope to, by the end of this year, be able to reach out to over 100,000 people in the energy sector. We're growing continuously. Signing up new companies and also sending out our emails to more and more people every day.
Well, you just had a big event I guess in the last week or so around diversity
Yes.
in energy, which really speaks to what's happening here in terms of the workforce, I guess, as well as the industry.
Absolutely. We had a panel of multicultural people in the industry, females, males, and it's just a wonderful time to do this, because we have so many people coming in from outside when we're trying to kind of capture their experience, translate their experience outside of the U.S., outside of the Pittsburgh region, and see how Pittsburgh fits into that global picture. The big question is, well, how did you get to Pittsburgh? What can you bring to us that we can learn? What can we teach you? And how can we share that and make sure that knowledge stays here in Pittsburgh? And that's really speaks to our kind of weight in the energy sector, that we have some really top caliber people settling, working, and leading here in Pittsburgh.
Which really is a bit of a mind bender for folks who've been here in the region for a long period of time, or for the last generation, when it seemed like there wasn't a lot happening economically, and if anything, people were leaving, not coming. And now a much more diverse group of people coming in as well.
Right, and also employing more and more of the local sectors. And so the big challenge is to translate, you know, the kind of the plethora of experience that folks have from overseas and elsewhere in the U.S. and kind of mix that with the homegrown talents here. And YPE has been a great source of creativity for that. So what we're trying to do is make sure that the people coming in make friends, have connections, and be able to put down roots ultimately so that they stay here. And also give the folks who are here a reason to stay. They don't have to go elsewhere to look for these experiences, for these job opportunities, but here in Pittsburgh we can grow a wonderful energy economy that then we can look at the next play, the next events, the next time around. We won't have to bring so many people in from outside. It's a wonderful opportunity.
And so a lot of networking obviously built into this based on what you're talking about.
That's the idea.
How often do you have events and activities for
We have two types of events. The first is the quarterly, which of course every 3 months we have a major event. We host the Pittsburgh's Energy Future, which talks about what's going to happen in the energy sector across the different industries every year. We focus a lot of events here on the Pittsburgh as a region, trying to get people to interact downtown with different aspects of the city. And also we do an industry focus in the fall, and then in the winter we always do a charity event to where we as an industry can give back. This past year was the Women's Center and Shelter of Greater Pittsburgh, and we hosted a charity gala at the Andy Warhol Museum to celebrate that.
Very cool. Well, if people want to find out more, plug in and come to your next event, how do they get hold of you?
The easiest way is YPE-Pittsburgh.org. We have a great website that's been designed to tell folks about the events, about what we are, who we are, and again, that's YPE-Pittsburgh.org.
Very good. Josh Hickman, congratulations on not just helping to grow the industry here, but bringing everybody together as well.
Thank you, Bill.
And we'll be back in a minute with a little dollars and cents. Stay with us.